It's just really amazing to be able to live and work in our territory. Getting out to the mountains, seeing the different rivers, I just feel like the work is soulful.
Knowing I'm working on my territory with a bunch of my family, there's no better feeling. I love it up here. It's so beautiful. I take pride in my job.
Long before the Dulgamo case in '97, we fought some serious battles and won because we didn't believe that the government had the right to tell us what to do in our own land. People have to ask our permission. That land belongs to the Tahltans.
I was the chief of Iskut then. Contractors were coming in, building our own homes. We wanted the contract, but they said no. You don't have no trained carpenters.
I was working for the Council for Yukon Indians as a business service officer in Whitehorse. Adsit, Ivan Kwok, and Vernon Marion, who was the president of Tahltan Tribal Council. Ivan Kwok was chief of Telegraph Creek. Ivan said, you know, we're going to build the first 10 modern homes in Telegraph Creek. And I said, who's your contractor? And he said, we don't have one. And just out of the blue, I said, why don't we set up a corporation, a company, and build those houses ourselves?
So we trained carpenters, plumbers, electricians in Iskut, Dees, and Telegraph. We started TNDC because we knew at the end of the day that our operators were going to deliver what we had to do. We became self-supporting. So after 4 years, we told Indian Affairs, we want those contracts.
We built houses first, then we went into heavy construction. Once that happened, we employed so many people, you couldn't have stopped that freight train if you wanted to.
There was the mining company that was going to go into Golden Bear. They hired a contractor from Whitehorse.
They're going to build a 160-kilometer road from Telegraph Creek to Golden Bear Mine. Me and Vernon Marion, Pat, Ivan, all of the leaders were down in Vancouver negotiating with Golden Bear, and we said, we need to be a part of this project. When they got a phone call and said they're taking the equipment in to build the road to Golden Bear.
Somehow they knew that we were all in Vancouver. They tried to come in through the back door, and we said, no, you're not.
We got to stop that equipment. So Marilyn, my wife Ida, Vernon Marion's wife Sharon, and her aunt went in there and they caught them right on our reserve at Tahltan, our biggest reserve.
We stopped the equipment from going into Telegraph. They held them. They had nowhere to go.
And the next day, the RCMP phoned me and said, Jerry, if you don't let that equipment go through, I'm going to come and throw you in jail. I said, you do that. That road does not belong to the government of British Columbia. That was a Tahltan trading trail, so that road still belongs to the Tahltans.
The only way we can gain recognition is we had a blockade. A lot of my brothers and sisters, we went to jail for standing up for our rights. We wanted to protect our land.
There was construction people saying, you got to let them build that road because we need the jobs and on and on. And I said, it's easy to take one slice of the pie and get a few jobs, but if we wait, we'll be the ones who make the decisions in our country.
They asked us, what do you want? We said, we want that contract.
By Friday afternoon, we had an agreement with Golden Bear.
We built that road. We took control.
The elders said to me, we know this mine is going to come in. We just want you to make sure you do it right. You got to make sure that they don't poison the water, they don't chase our wildlife away, they don't poison the air.
We must protect Mother Earth, because if we don't, there's going to be nothing for you, for me, for any one of us. At the end of the day, TNDC got an environmental award. We must have did something right.
Jerry was the one that came and approached me and asked me if I'd go up to Dease Lake and help them develop an economic strategy for the Tahltan Nation. Ended up getting involved and became the president of TNDC from 2004 till 2013. I think I was the longest serving president. TNDC had a lot of potential. They had a lot of good operators. It's well organized. I thought it would grow. As long as there's opportunities within the traditional territory, TNDC could take advantage of it. So I set up 26 different companies, and all of them had an agreement that they had to hire and train Tahltan members. By the time I finished, it was 100% employment. 150 Tahltans working, I think another 150 other First Nations. You know, we've had that residential school history, and there's so many problems in the past. But you know what? As a nation, as you can see, we have a good company, we have lots of good workers, we're training.
It hasn't always been easy for Tahltans to live and work in our territory. We have a lot of second and third generation TNDC employees. That's really rare and it's really special. And it's a source of pride when I see our logo.
It holds our Tahltan Nation's name, right? And I'm proud to have worked for TNDC for this many years.
I was very fortunate to have worked with all those old timers. I honor them. They worked hard to build a legacy of TNDC. They had a real strong impact on my work ethics and to be proud of who I am.
I see TNDC growing with Tahltan values and blazing the trail for the future generation to provide and capitalize on the opportunities that our founding members have strived for.
Made me feel a part of the nation again and getting everybody involved, because I think it's so important for us to join and support our nation.
That's how we stay connected with our people. I would love to see it carry on for generations to come.
In my opinion, there's no reason a young Aboriginal person today can't make it. There's so many training programs, so many opportunities, you just have to want to.
The HEO program, I think, is an amazing opportunity for young people to get their foot in the door out into the field with absolutely no experience. Someone like me, I had no experience in equipment, was just working in a coffee shop, and now I'm running one of the biggest pieces of equipment that we have on site. So it's pretty cool.
You've proved that it could be done. You set in motion this desire to achieve and overcome that resulted in a cascade of activity, good jobs, careers, and created a great story over 40 years. I've never met a more ambitious, entrepreneurial group of people. Their resources are their mindset, their fortitude, their courage, their passion, and their pride. This is their company, built by their people, for their people. In terms of where do we go from here, we're gonna grow. We're at 100 million now. We can be $1 billion enterprise. So keep your eye on TNDC, because we are in our 40th year, and we're gonna tell you more about how we got here and where we're going.